dear loyal subjects across the Commonwealth. Well, it's this time of year again. It seems to come round faster than a winner on the final furlong at the Cheltenham Gold Cup. It's going to be a little briefer this year as we've had fewer official engagements, and I for one am pleased about that. As you can see, I'm embracing new technology this year. I now own an iPad. Harry has also set me up with a Twitter account, @Queenie. I feel it is important to keep up with this latest technology. I am hoping in the future to be able to Skype my official engagements. That way I can stay at the palace in the afternoon watching Cash in the Attic. Harry also recently explained the concept of photobombing. I managed to make all the front pages recently whilst looking around the new BBC building. If I say it myself, I am the queen of photobombing. It was nice to have a tour of the BBC building. I met the few people left at Radio 1 who have not yet been arrested. With regards to events across the world in 2013, it has been a little gloomy this year. Freak weather, common people demonstrating against government corruption, the global recession continuing, including the American government actually shutting down. Although the Italian government shut down years ago and no one seems to have noticed. So with all that doom and gloom, I thought I would focus on matters closer to home. One sad occasion this year was the privatisation of the Royal Mail. I am going to miss being represented on the postage stamps. I suppose that Cameron thinks he is going to be on them. Perhaps that is what the selfie at the Nelson Mandela funeral was for. Horrible little man. It has been much quieter this year on the home front compared to 2012. The biggest news being the arrival of my great-grandson and the future heir to the throne, His Royal Highness Prince George Alexander Louis of Cambridge. William wanted to call him George Michael, but I put a stop to that. Harry is delighted to have another prince in the family who spends a lot of time naked. We had a super christening party in the palace garden. The Middletons arrived, along with 700 yards of value christening bunting from their party supplies site. #slightly awkward. Anyway, this year I sent Charles in my place to the Royal Variety performance. It is all part of his work experience. Charles also celebrated his 65th birthday this year. He says it's a little odd to be retiring before he actually started working. He also sent me a text the other day. It read, "The Pope, Queen Beatrix, Alex Ferguson, David Beckham, all retired to give someone else a go. Just saying." I'm not replying. Fortunately, the press do seem to have moved on from focusing on the breasts of the Duchess of Cambridge. However, now I cannot seem to open a copy of Heat magazine without some in-depth scrutiny of her post-baby abs, her hair going grey, her wardrobe, her knees, her earlobes. To be honest, I actually miss their coverage of Kerry Katona. I was very pleased that Philip's surgery a few months ago went very well. After a short convalescence, he is back on official duties. I know he is in rude health, because not a week goes by that he has not reported being rude. The latest gaffe was suggesting war veterans try popping wheels on their amputated limbs. I do try and limit his official engagements. Harry has just returned from the South Pole after trekking there with a team of wounded service personnel. To be honest, we were quite glad when he left because it gave us a little respite from the continuous joking about his pole down south. On his return, I understand he was celebrating with the team here at the palace until the early hours. Prince Philip wanted to join in with them, but was sent to bed early for referring to the drunk team members as legless repeatedly. He wonders why he has no friends. Harry's recent love interest seems a very well-bred young lady. We are still getting to know her, including exactly how to pronounce her name. Cressida Bonar, Cressida Bonus, Anyway, I never thought I would say it, but come back, Chelsea, all is forgiven. I am looking forward to the Christmas lunch with one's family. We are not having swan this year. Like many of you, we are economising and have opted for the little 3-bird roast. We are having to be extra vigilant over the guest list. The Duke of York was challenged at gunpoint by the police earlier this year when they mistook him for an intruder in the palace, so they are not taking any chances this Christmas. I'm informed they will be using picture crib sheets of the guests to check them off as they arrive. A little bit like the Guess Who children's game. On to a winner with the questions, does he have big ears or does she look like a horse, I'd say. There are many more of the younger royals coming to Sandringham these days. It does make it such fun. Although the last time we were all together playing charades, Camilla had imbibed a little too much gin, and the visual I can't seem to forget is her enthusiastically twerking around the drawing room to show the Miley Cyrus song. It was quite disturbing. On Boxing Day, we have the traditional Sandringham grouse shoot. I propose that this year, following further revelations that News of the World journalists hacked into our royal phones, that we let that dreadful Rebecca Brooks loose on the moors. Philip said it would sadly not be sanctioned by Parliament, although he thinks Nick Clegg might be a possibility. So in 2014, what do we have planned for the family? Well, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge are going to visit Australia and New Zealand. They are terribly popular down under, and hopefully that will keep the Republicans off my back for a few more years. So that is all for this year. I have some final decision making regarding my New Year's honours list. Then I might pop down the bookies and put a few quid on David Beckham being on it. Well, one cannot get by on the civil list alone. So, my people of the Commonwealth, once again I wish you and your families a very happy Christmas, and may 2014 bring you all health and happiness. God bless you all.